Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, and I worked from home today. And now, I think it's a little after 4. I've been outside most of the day. It's gorgeous out. It's about 78, like no humidity. I'm working on a baby blanket. This is, I got about this far, but frogged it because I had it way too wide. So now it's more realistic. I didn't measure it. I probably should though. I mean, I like the width visually, so I'm not changing it at this point, but let's see what it is. When I measured it before I frogged it, it was like, close to 40, maybe 41, but then I think as I crocheted it got wider, so it ended up being almost like 46. So let's see. And it tends to get wider as I crochet, but this one, yeah, it grew. Jesus. This one's now showing almost 38. So I think it probably, I feel like it widened by like 6 inches. But anyway, it's fine. It's a good size. So I figured I'd hop on and chat a little bit. I will show you later. I'll pop back on, show you the Halloween blanket that I'm working on. And it's coming out pretty good. I'm not really making it for anyone in particular. And the yarn, I think it's Red Heart Super Saver. It's very scratchy. It's not one of my favorite yarns, but it's what I had in black and orange, so it's what we used. I'm expecting my mother back any time now. She took my uncle to the doctor's. She left early this morning and she thought she'd be back around lunchtime, 12:30 or so, and now that it's after 4 o'clock, I'm guessing she grabbed lunch, and I do have to make dinner, but I've been enjoying my day working from home, virtually doing almost nothing, but except crochet. But I moved my table just slightly to the side of my house because it's an area I just don't really utilize. There is a road on the other side of those trees, that's why you can hear traffic. It's not a busy road, but people are coming home from work now, so you'll hear more now. I have a lot of project ideas that I want to do, but I really need to get these blankets done. I need to make 2 baby blankets for twin girls for a friend of mine. I wasn't really told when they needed to be done by. But I don't like having something hang over my head that I know I need to do, so I want to get these out of the way. And I guess this color is like a pink. Yeah, it's considered blush. I am using Posh Pearl from Loops and Threads. And it's going to be in this blush with some white accent. And I think the other blanket is going to probably be more white with the blush accent. I wanted to make the blankets different, but similar, so that's what we're doing. I was watching someone's garage. I was watching Fiber Spider just a couple minutes ago, and then I said, well, let me hop on and record what I can record before my mother comes home. So she's staying with me for the summer. She's been here since technically mid-May, but she went to Italy with my aunt for like 3 weeks. So physically she really hasn't been here since maybe June, I guess, but technically since May. So she goes back, I think October 7th, I think, something like that. So she's got about a month left. It was nice having her here, but I do want my own space back. Don't like sharing my space at all. I find that what I would normally do, I'm not normally doing, so I almost can't live the way I would normally live. You know, like if I want to exercise in my front room, I haven't been doing that because she's here. So, and working from home, I have a downstairs desk that I would normally sit at, but it's where she's been kind of sitting, using her iPad and doing her word find and stuff. So I've been kind of staying upstairs in my room, which I don't love either. So it'll be nice to get back to normal. There's a lot of I think they're stink bugs that are flying around. I killed 2 giant ones over on my patio. They're huge. I see them flying around, but they haven't landed on me. They don't bite or anything, they're just creepy. But, so some of the things I want to make, I'm trying to be quiet because I have neighbors behind me that have their window open, so one of the things I want to make is the granny ripple blanket. And I would also like to make a chunky cardigan. There's a couple different patterns out there that seem like they're kind of beginner friendly, so the only wearable I've ever made is a corner to corner shawl, which came out pretty good. I'm not really a shawl person, but I wanted to try it, and it was very easy, pretty quick. So if I can get these baby blankets done within the next week, then I may start the granny ripple. So we'll see. I actually may start the granny ripple and the cardigan because I don't really have a lot of whips going on right now. Once I finish these baby blankets, I do have 2 other blankets that I'm working on for the same friend. One of the 2 is basically done. I just gotta get more yarn to do a border, and one of them isn't even a quarter of the way done, but it'll go quick. So, and I do have a couple of other whips, but they're not priority at all, so they can sit for however long they need to sit, because they're, well, one of them anyway is a pretty big size blanket, and it's for me, so I've been working on it a really long time, so there's no rush on that one. There's just so many new things I'm seeing out there that I want to try. I want to try that wheat stitch, which I haven't tried yet. I want to try and make some pumpkins with that. And I did some aerobics this morning in my front room, which was awesome. I was able to get my cardio up, so glad I got that out of the way. I want to do another session because I kind of only did about half an hour's worth maybe. So I'd like to do another 30 minutes, maybe after dinner. I don't really like going to the gym anymore. I used to be a big gym person when I was younger, in my 20s and 30s, but I prefer to take a class. And the classes that they have nowadays, I don't know, I can't find anything that's just like aerobics. It's usually like pump or yoga or combat, and I really just want aerobics, so that's why I kind of figured I would just do it myself then, and put on my iHeart 80s and do my thing. So that's awesome because it's low impact, so there's no jumping around or anything, which is great. So I am in upstate New York, in Saratoga County, in case you want to associate the weather with where I am. This is very typical September weather, but we literally just came out of a super hot spell for like 2 months. Probably longer than that, actually. It was a very hot summer. It's nice to be able to sit outside and enjoy it. It does get buggy out here, though, with all these woods. Actually, there's ants on this table, too. I'll show you. So it's kind of I think that's a woodpecker. But yeah, so pretty low key. It's nice to just sit out here and relax. My mother is like a talker, so it's annoying sometimes because she just doesn't stop. And I like to just relax. Tomorrow I am not going to work because I have a couple doctor's appointments, one for me, one for my father. Yesterday was Labor Day, so that was a holiday, so there was no work. And like I said, today was a work from home day, which typically Tuesdays and Fridays are a work from home day. Just started this week. And so tomorrow I took off because originally I was going to go in and just work a couple of hours, but I needed to see my doctor regarding something, and I was able to get in tomorrow morning, so I just took it and then decided to take the whole day off. So I got to bring my father to an eye appointment at 12:30. So, and then I'll go into the office Thursday, and then I work from home again Friday. So there's really only one day in the office technically this week, which is awesome. I work in commercial real estate, and I work for New York State. So sometimes I have to travel for work. It's basically finding space for the New York State agencies. That's pretty much what I do. Sometimes I have to go look at the space. Sometimes it's paperwork with working on legal language and the leases and negotiating different things with some of the local landlords. So it's pretty interesting. I've only been doing it since February, but I like it. Because prior to that, I've always worked in private sector doing finance, and I'm just so over that. I used to be a credit manager, and I did that for the last 25 years. So this is something new. I used to be a residential real estate agent also. So that's kind of what got me in with the state doing commercial real estate. But I really enjoy it, so. So the stitch with this blanket that I'm doing, I just stuck with double crochet because it's a very fluffy yarn, and I don't know what it's like for you guys, but with these really fluffy yarns, it's really hard to see the stitches sometimes, so I just wanted to stick with something very, very basic and easy. And I really like the way it looks. It's so soft. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put the white. I got a lot of white yarn. Well, this kind of yarn, but in white. So, but I did want one blanket to be predominantly pink with some white, and then one of them to be predominantly white with some pink. So this will be the pink one. I also saw on Urban Farm Boys, he had a couple of older videos that I watched, and his projects were this wide, not tube, like a wide block stitch. So I gotta figure out how to find that, because I really liked it, and I really want to try and do a blanket with that just for myself. It was really cool. I was a little disappointed that when I went to Michael's to find this yarn, that I had to end up paying full price for it. I did have a $5 voucher, but that was it. They had no sale. And of course now I think they have a sale. But I wasn't about to go back and return this and rebuy it and all that, so. And sometimes I don't like to get yarn online because I want to feel it and actually look at the color in person, and not when it's for a specific project. So I will buy yarn online for stock, for my own stock, but when I'm buying it specifically for a project, I need to feel it and see it. So I ended up paying full price. I think these skeins are like $10 a piece, which to me is a little pricey. I like to pay $6-7 or under. That's the whole point in kind of keeping stock for yourself. If you don't need it for a project, just to only buy it when it's on sale. Otherwise, why buy it? But it's a lot of yarn that I bought for full price, so. Well, I don't wear my watch because it counts as I move my wrist. It counts it as steps. It's about 4:30, so I'm gonna let you guys go for now, and I will check back with you guys later.